in 12 years from now, 2025, 55% of our jobs will require either a 2-year degree, a 4-year degree, or a technical certificate. The key issue is today we're at 32% as a state. And if left to the natural trajectory of our growth in 2025, we'd get to 39%. So you obviously have a huge disconnect 12 years from now in that a lot of the jobs that are going to be available, we're not going to have qualified people for. And I can't say it's a one-to-one correlation with the unemployment rate if we don't get there, but there's some correlation. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty direct. If every sixth grader right now graduated from high school, and we know that won't happen, and every one of those went on and got a degree or certificate, and we know that won't happen, that would just get us about halfway to our goal. So what it really means is going back and engaging the 900,000 to 1 million Tennessean adults who have some college credit but not a degree. And so that'll be part of our initiative. The other thing that makes it real difficult is this. Right now, 2/3 of the kids that come out of our high schools and go to community colleges need remedial work when they get there. Okay, 2/3. The problem is if you take a remedial class, your chances of graduating go down to 5 or 10%. Okay, so if 2/3 of them need remedial work, and then if you're in a remedial class, only 5 to 10% of those actually go on and get a degree. Do the math. It doesn't help your percentages a lot. It makes the difficulty really big.
It's not just 55% of anything. It's 55% of very specific skills. And the thing that's that we've been able to do in this last 6 months is being able to identify those and forecast those very specific skills. And we did that by using Bill Fox at UT Center for Business and Economic Research. So he and his team have spent the last 6 months looking at forecasts across the state, over 70 different career paths, and looking at over 1,400 different degrees and majors across the state. And it's really interesting as you look at those. There's some that were way overproducing. Now, an example, and this is now on the website, you can go and look at some of these charts. This is probably a rhetorical question. Guess which major we're overproducing the most?
Sociology.
Really close.
Psychology.
Bingo.
It's by far the biggest degree.
So we have 8,900, by the year 2025, we'll have 8,993 more psychology majors than we have jobs for. Now, hopefully they'll find a job in something other than their career, which is always the caveat. A lot of people do things differently than what they learn, but we're way overproducing. In other areas, we're way underproducing. Accounting, interestingly, we've got 500 too few accountants in Knox County by the year 2025. The trend rates are that we need more of those than we're producing. I think this tool is going to be really useful at the state level for the governor and his team as we're thinking about where we invest. Traditionally when we look at investing in higher education, a lot of it's based on tradition. Well, this particular capital project was in the pipeline 12 years ago, and it's finally bubbled up, and now it's its turn, or it had a matching grant from a donor. Well, that's not a terrible thing, but it's certainly not going to move us to 55.
We kind of have to get there. If we're at the 39 we're projected to be, Tennessee's going to have a massive unemployment situation. Like I said, 55% of jobs need it, and we got 39. Again, I don't know. That doesn't mean 16% unemployment, but it means some variation thereof. So I don't know. But I think part of the job, in A, until you start working on it, you'll never get there. B is it's about changing the culture. I mean, I was speaking somewhere a month ago in West Tennessee, and I had a principal, and I'm up talking about this, and the principal goes, our kids around here don't go to college. They don't really need college. And I was thinking, well, a lot of them do. And so I went back and looked, and their county-wide percentage with a degree was like 9%. Okay, so that same county's beating on me saying, why aren't you bringing more jobs here? You got to do something to create jobs here. And I'm thinking, I'll try, but it's not going to be easy. So what are the chances we get to 55%? I don't know, but they're a whole lot better than if we don't try.